Hello, welcome to Movie Musters, evaluation of Station 19 Season 7 Episode 3, True Colors. We're racing through so many narratives at lightning speed. Out of all the episodes so far, Season 7 Episode 3 of Station 19 wonderfully captured how the series is trying to jam as many storylines into as little time as possible as a result of the shortened final season. And that's really a bad thing. We currently have a ton of tales that need time to fully develop. Making reconciliation with his father, Episode 3 of Station 19 Season 7. The current season has the opposite effect from Station 19 Season 6, which at times felt like storylines were going on for too long. A person's head spins from the sheer number of new concepts being offered to move. Tall. Station 19 Season 7 Episode 3 Life's a Drag. The way they quietly sent Jack Gibson off into the sunset with no word about what was ahead for him still seems a little shocking. Our chat with Grey Damon suggests that we won't be learning anything new about Jack's activities anytime soon. It's not as intriguing to introduce a scenario in which a first responder has a serious injury that ends their career as it is to showcase it. Nothing more was said about him other than that Andy is still furious over his disappearance and that they are now short-handed. And there's the whole thing with Vic and Theo, Tall's bloodied arm from Season 7 of Station 19. Vic's indifference to Theo's tryst with Kate was insignificant, and since then, not much has happened in that regard. Now, though, Sullivan was acting as both Theo's relationship advisor and oracle, pushing him to be honest with Vic about his true feelings while a witch confronted him for using his guilt as a shield. The unfortunate part about this is that we still haven't dealt with the fact that Theo Ruiz was a really amazing character before he suddenly and unexpectedly turned into an asshole for no apparent reason. We have no idea what he's thinking, why he's suddenly becoming the loving Theo again, or why he's missing Vic. I agree to receive targeted advertisements and emails. What drives him? Could you please give us just a tiny glimpse of where his mind is at the moment? How could he have gone from looking at Vic with puppy dog eyes to treating her like trash on the bottom of his boot? Unfortunately, they chronicled Theo's gradual decline into an inexplicable jerk for a full season. They can't just flip a switch and make him into the original Theo without explaining or gradually transitioning into it. Maya, among the protesters, was my brother. Andy, you're unaware of that. Maya, indeed, I do. Permalink, among the demonstrators, was my brother. However, they don't have enough time to ease into it, because of how hurriedly it is written. It is one of several narratives that doesn't receive the required attention. I used to really like Theo and Vic, but now I'm not even slightly interested, and I don't want Vic to spend her time on a changeable man. Station 19 lines up for Pride, Season 7 Episode 3. It was also strange to watch Ross give Theo the HR relationship form to complete with Vic. How come they're just receiving those? And it was obvious to everyone with eyes that Theo and Vic were done. Similar, good grief, Station 19 review. Even though Sullivan's routine of asking Ross to marry him in every episode has grown stale, and the first few times it was charming, he hasn't disproved her yet that he only proposed after a terrifying event. Her humorous remark about them appropriating on Pride Day was also appreciated. Tall. Sully makes another proposal. Station 19 Season 7 Episode 3. We learned more about the circumstances involving Ross and the mayor, and it's likely that we would have fared better had Travis prevailed. Ross is currently in a terrible situation as well. She is obligated to this man, who constantly threatens her and holds her career hostage at every turn, regardless of what she does. There will come a day when Natasha Ross must decide what lengths she will go to in order to maintain her position, because Forrest is already scheduled to replace her by the mayor. He'll get rid of her the moment it doesn't benefit him, and I feel terrible for Natasha. She just can't seem to win, no matter what she does. Problems with the mayor, Tall, Episode 3 of Season 7 of Station 19. She's under this man's control, and now she needs to get ready to fire people in order to save money. Paradoxically, with a station that is understaffed, it is a real threat and potential. How quickly you can fall in love is crazy, isn't it? I can't look away from him. Karina, Permalink, isn't it amazing how quickly love can blossom? I can't look away from him. It will be interesting to observe the implications for a large number of them if they decide to make cuts. Given that Jack has already left and that Maya frequently talks about her family, they could accomplish a remarkable feat by getting Maya to decide that her family comes first and that she no longer needs to put out fires. Hazing the Cap. Tall, Episode 3 of Season 7 of Station 19. Because of his agreement to acquire Prue, Warren has been leaving active duty for some time. Travis Montgomery might or might not take Ellie's comment that he went for the most macho job seriously. He could allude to his own suppressed concerns in a way. However, with the show coming to a close, there's a real risk of additional staff members being let go. Pride is a great representation of Station 19 and provided a very enjoyable atmosphere for this episode. It also brought to light the harsh realities of the modern society, in which it is impossible to go to an event like Pride without worrying about facing reprisals or living in constant fear of a hate crime. Ben and Rose, Tall, Episode 3 of Season 7 of Station 19. Hundreds of people had to escape in terror after one automobile backfired, which is particularly distressing on two fronts. First of all, it is infuriating that people feel forced to remain vigilant and run the chance of becoming part of a mass shooting at any social event since we have such a problem with them in our nation. You really had it rough, the witch was right. You will regret not telling her how you really feel. Sullivan addressed Theo. Permalink, you really have it rough, the witch was right. If you don't tell her how you really feel, you'll. Second, the inability of people to accept others as they are enrages me. It was quite distressing to witness the demonstrators positioned and shouting at people having a good time as well as actual kids because there is so much racism, hatred, and ugly stuff in the world. The way the hour examined this incident through the eyes of its gay characters was interesting. Maya had to confront her politicized incel brother in person, acknowledging a growing epidemic of hundreds of people, mostly men, who were being brainwashed online. Enormously gets to know Travis's father. Station 19 Season 7 Episode 3. Travis also needed to work through some of his repressed homophobia, guilt, and familial problems. In Travis' defense, it has always irritated him that they constantly behave as though he has no right to be upset and should just let go, even though Travis was such a jerk to his father and his father's boyfriend. Related, is Travis Montgomery being ruined by the Station 19 round table, with his father's true coming out as gay and his admission that he's been having a full-fledged affair for the majority of his marriage. He's got a lot on his plate. Travis has the right to feel that way, and it irritates me when people minimize those feelings in favor of a forgive and forget mentality. Episode 3 of the Montgomery Men, Station 19 Season 7. Furthermore, Travis is a blatant hypocrite, so his actions were especially offensive when he was also found to have cheated on his partner. The shame associated with adultery among LGBT men has made the whole affair frustrating in general. Travis, Emmett and I shared a bed. Ali, what were your words? Travis, on 2 occasions. Ali, I really am such a fool. Permalink, Emmett and I shared a bed. However, Ali got Vic and Travis together, dealing Travis the last blow by being honest with him. Indeed, throughout the entire series, Travis has been a guy burdened by the disgrace his father inflicted upon him due to his sexual orientation. Station 19 Season 7 Episode 3, Breaking Up Again. For as long as we've known him, he has carried that repression with him, and it has destroyed numerous relationships for him. Although it's a fantastic way for them to develop the character, the issue is that they're throwing everything at him at once. Was the conversation between Travis and his father meaningful? Naturally, when Travis's father advised him to set that shame down and quit carrying it since it wasn't his to keep, I could feel the weight lift. That guilt you're clinging to. That guilt that tells you it doesn't belong to you and you can't be who you are. I own it. You should let it go at this point. Mr. Montgomery. Permalink, that guilt you're clinging to. That feeling of shame that prevents you from being who you are. I wish there had been a more natural method to bring us to this point, where we're pushing through Travis experiencing a fresh kind of awakening, rather than feeling like everything was dumped at us at once. The narrative is vexing because of the worry that they won't go back and address certain subjects. Height. Station 19 Season 7 Episode 3 Hugging Dad. Another shocking plot point had Maya Bishop witnessing her brother's demonstration of pride. I'm not sure how to react to that. Mason has been on our wish list for so long that it's astonishing that we're getting him in this way, with a potential plot that has its roots in trauma and homophobia. Is it possible that a plot involving this and Maya needing to deprogram her brother would be introduced? Is that something that we have time for? If they did take that course, would we want it? It's all quite unnerving, and I have a million questions. Episode 3 of Season 7 of Station 19. Waiting for Andy. Speaking of fast-paced, it was enough to give a girl the willies that Maya and Karina had purchased a new home and accepted Liam. It's startling how many things happen off-screen. We are left reeling and processing as they simply toss these morsels of knowledge at us and go on to the next item. Adorable as a sleep-deprived mother who is so full of love for Liam that she is unsure of where to place it all, Karina is. Additionally, Karina and Miranda Bailey make a fantastic team. I wish Grey's Anatomy featured more of them. All of Sunshine After the Rain, the first episode of Station 19 Season 7. Their talks about parenting were so lovely and touching, and Bailey is the ideal person to help Karina with it. It was touching to hear Karina sing the song she used to perform for Andrew DeLuca as a touching tribute to her late brother. It truly does take a village to raise a child, which is why I adore the Grey's universe so much, and Bailey was such a fantastic help. Maya, among the protesters, was my brother. Andy, you're unaware of that. Maya, indeed, I do. Permalink, among the demonstrators, was my brother. However, Bailey was also helpful in guiding Karina through the legal process, and ultimately coming to the conclusion that Karina did nothing improper. That Karina has never been the target of a malpractice lawsuit seems strange, especially given that she is an OBGYN. Because of the likelihood that something may go wrong, they have some of the highest malpractice insurance. Grey's Anatomy. Bailey returns to action. Season 20, Episode 2. However, Bailey was able to conclude that Karina had done nothing wrong and that the case had no merit, which left me wondering why they had even bothered to bring it up in the first place. It might take you somewhere, but at this rate, it might not, and that's where I think the stories should be more obvious because I have no idea where things are going or how to identify a specific theme. See also, are they running out of things to do with Amelia on Grey's Anatomy Roundtable? True enough, there have only been 3 episodes. However, the season has been shortened to just 3 episodes. I fear that in its last season, the show will go in all directions at breakneck speed. Station 19 Saving a Protester, Tall, Episode 3 of Season 7. Additional details. It was cute to watch Beckett bond with his patient. With everything accelerating, Beckett's sobriety is progressing at the appropriate rate. They received approval for Beyonce. What a great tune to cap off the evening, a proud dance party and everything. Of all of them, Andy appeared to be the most agitated about the demonstrators. She can't be so emotional as a captain. Everyone is making out with Sullivan and Vic since they can recognize good design when they see it. Episode 3 of Season 7 of Station 19, Saving Queens. I smiled at Rose and Prue's pride. Ignore the people who despise you. Although I completely agreed with the idea, I recoiled at the table time summary of how terrible things are for the LGBTQ+ community. Fans of Station 19, it's your turn. How did the episode strike you? What are your thoughts on the Mason shocker? Comment below. And please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share for more videos. Thank you for watching.